Okay, and we've had quite a few questions come in about the need for signs around CCTV cameras, and if you have got them installed, do you need a sign up to say that they're installed, or?
No, you don't from a strata perspective. So there's no obligation to put up a sign. There might be obligations under other legislation. That's what Frank was saying just then.
Yeah, and not that I'm aware of those either, just quietly, but we're back to why? Why have we got these things there? Is it to catch people? Is it to be a deterrent? Is it to stop some sort of bad behaviour somewhere? So I think...
And then Frank, sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say the why then applies to the sign as well. What are you hoping to achieve with the sign? Is it to just alert people? Is it a warning? Okay. Then we come back to how you word it, and come back to all of my comments about how there's a particular way you'd want to word it based upon the objective that you're hoping to achieve. The problem, well, not the problem, the issue I would highlight is that the instant the body corporate and its committee decide to put up a sign, they have to make a decision. First of all, that decision is challengeable. Second of all, they've authorised the sign coming up. So they have decided that a sign has to go up. They have to take responsibility for the sign and its contents. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is if you add the sign, you add another layer of complexity to the situation. You also add another opportunity for something to go wrong, for something to cause a dispute. So I would always be asking, what do you want to achieve by having a sign?
And from a pure, I suppose, you'd like to think objective viewpoint, my end, I'd be saying some form of signage to draw people's attention to the fact that what's there is a good thing, because it's going to make people potentially ask the question of the committee why, which is going to make the committee answer that question. And that's really important, at least in Queensland, in terms of what's acting reasonably. So hiding it, I think, is not necessarily best practice, as much as legally you might or might not be required to do that, but it's going to make people accountable for their decisions, and that is a good thing.
But if you're going to do it, then you must put some thought into it, and you can't just put any old thing up there, because people will read it and they will draw conclusions from it.